Welcome, my dear students, to Standard 10th class Science and Technology Part 1. We continue with the chapter Lenses. According to the Cartesian science convention, the optical center is taken to be as origin. The principal axis is the x-axis of the frame of reference. The sign convention is as follows. The object is always placed to the left-hand side of the lens. All distances parallel to the principal axis are measured from the optical center, that is O. The distance measured to the right of the optical center are taken to be as positive since the numbers on the number line are positive to the right hand side, while those measured to the left hand side are taken to be as negative as the numbers on the number line are negative to the left hand side. Distances perpendicular to the principal axis and above it are taken to be as positive. Distances perpendicular to the principal axis and below it are taken to be as negative. The focal length of a convex lens is always positive, while that of a concave lens is negative. Magnification. Magnification is represented by capital M. The magnification due to lens is the ratio of the height of the image, that is h2, to the height of the object, that is h1. Magnification M, that is capital M, is equal to height of the image upon height of the object, that is M is equal to h2 upon h1, which is equation number 1. The magnification due to lens is also related to the distance of the object u and the image distance, that is v, from the lens. Magnification M is also given as distance of the image upon distance of the object, that is M is equal to v upon u, that is equation number 2. From equation 1 and 2, we can conclude or write the relation as h2 upon h1 is equal to v upon u, which will be useful to solve the numericals. Power of the lens. The capacity of a lens to converge or diverge incident rays is called as its power. The power of the lens depends on its focal length. Power is the inverse of its focal length f. F is expressed in meters. The unit of power of the lens is diopter. P is equal to 1 upon f, which is expressed in meters. 1 diopter is equal to 1 upon 1 meter. 1 diopter is equal to 1 upon 1 meter, that is equal to 1 diopter is equal to 1 meter raised to minus 1. If two lenses of focal lengths f1 and f2 are kept in contact with each other, the combination has an effective focal length given as 1 upon f is equal to 1 upon f1 plus 1 upon f2. If the powers of the two lenses are P1 and P2, then the effective power of their combination is P is equal to P1 plus P2. Thus, when two lenses are kept touching each other, the power of the combined lens is equal to the sum of their individual powers. Human eye and working of its lens. There is a thin transparent cover, that is membrane, on the human eye. This is called as cornea. Light enters the eye through it. Maximum amount of incident light is refracted inside the eye at the outer surface of the cornea. There is a dark fleshy screen behind the cornea. This is called as iris. The color of the iris is different for different people. There is a small hole of changing diameter at the center of the iris, which is called as the pupil. The pupil controls the amount of light entering the eye. If the light falls on the eye is too bright, pupil contracts, while if the light is dim, it widens. On the surface of the iris, there is a bulge of transparent layers. There is a double convex transparent crystalline lens just behind the pupil. The lens provides small adjustments of the focal length to focus the image. This lens creates real and inverted image of an object on the screen inside the eye. This screen is made of light sensitive cells and is called as the retina. These cells get excited when light falls on them and generate electric signals. These signals are conveyed to the brain through the optic nerve. Later, the brain analyzes these signals and converts them in such a way that we perceive the objects as they actually are, that is, upright. While seeing objects at large infinite distances, the lens of the eye becomes flat and its focal length increases. While seeing nearby objects, the lens becomes more rounded and its focal length decreases. This way, we can see objects clearly irrespective of their distance. The capacity of the lens to change its focal length as per the need is called as its power of accommodation. Although the elastic lens can change its focal length to increase or decrease it, it cannot do so beyond a certain limit. The change in the shape of the lens while seeing distant and nearby objects. Look at the diagram over there, my dear children. Diagram A shows the visualization of a distant object. While visualizing the distant object, the lens becomes flat. Whereas in diagram B, while visualizing the object which is nearby, the lens becomes rounded. The minimum distance of an object from a normal eye at which it is clearly visible without stress on the eye is called as minimum distance of distant vision. The position of the object at this distance is called as the near point of the eye. For a normal human eye, the near point is at 25 centimeter. The farthest distance of an object from a human eye at which it is clearly visible without stress on the eye is called as the farthest distance of distant vision. The position of the object at this distance is called as the far point of the eye. For the normal human eye, the far point is at infinity. Effects of vision and their corrections. Some people cannot see things clearly due to loss of accommodation power of the lenses in their eyes. Because of defective refraction by the lenses, their vision becomes faint and fuzzy. In general, there are three types of refraction defects. First defect is nearsightedness or myopia. In this case, the eye can see nearby objects clearly, but the distant objects appear indistinct. This means that the far point of the eye is not at infinity but shifts closer to the eye. In nearsightedness, the image of a distant object forms in front of the retina as shown in the diagram, that is the second diagram. There are two reasons for this defect: the curvature of the cornea and the eye lens increases. The muscles near the lens cannot relax so that the converging power of the lens remains large. The eyeball elongates so that the distance between the lens and the retina, that is the screen, increases. This defect can be corrected by using the spectacles with concave lens of proper focal length. This lens diverges the incident rays, and these diverged rays can be converged by the lens in the eye to form the image on the retina, that is on the screen. The focal length of concave lens is negative, so a lens with negative power is required for correcting the nearsightedness. The power of the lens is different for different eyes depending on the magnitude of their nearsightedness. Second defect, farsightedness or hypermetropia. In this defect, the human eye can see distant objects clearly but cannot see near objects distinctly. This means that the near point of the eye is no longer at 25 centimeter but shifts farther away. As shown in the diagram, the image of nearby objects get formed behind the retina. There are two reasons for the farsightedness: the curvature of the cornea and the eye lens decreases so that the converging power of the lens become less. Due to the flattening of the eyeball, the distance between the lens and the retina, that is the screen, decreases. This defect can be corrected by using a convex lens with proper focal length. This lens converges the incident rays before they reach the lens. The lens then converges them to form the image on the retina. The focal length of the convex lens is positive, thus the spectacles used to correct the farsightedness has power positive. The power of these lenses is different depending on the extent of farsightedness. Third defect, presbyopia. Generally, the focusing of the eye decreases with age. The muscles near the lens lose their ability to change the focal length of the lens. The near point of the lens shifts farther from the eye. Because of this, old people cannot see nearby objects clearly. Sometimes people suffer from nearsightedness as well as farsightedness, myopia as well as hypermetropia. In such a case, bifocal lenses are required to correct the defect. In such lenses, the upper part is the concave lens and corrects the nearsightedness or myopia, while the lower part is a convex lens which corrects the farsightedness, that is hypermetropia. Use of concave lenses, medical equipments, scanner, CD player. These instruments use laser light. For proper working of these equipments, concave lenses are used. The peephole in the door. This is a small safety device which helps us to see a large area outside the door. This uses one or more concave lenses. Spectacles. Concave lenses are used in spectacles to correct the myopia defect or the nearsightedness. Torch. Concave lens is used to spread widely the light produced by a small bulb inside the torch. Camera, telescope, and microscope. These instruments mainly use convex lenses. To get good quality image, A concave lens is used in front of the eyepiece or inside it. Use of convex lenses. The first use is the simple microscope. A convex lens with small focal length produces a virtual, that is imaginary, erect, that is upright, and bigger image of an object. Such a lens is called as the simple microscope or the magnifying microscope as shown in the diagram. You can see that the image formed P dash Q dash is magnified, that means bigger than the object PQ. One can get 20 times larger image of an object by using such microscopes. These are used for watch repairs, testing precious gems, and finding out their defects. Use of convex lens. Second, compound microscope. Simple microscope is used to observe small size objects, but minute objects like blood cells, cells of plants and animals, and minute living beings like bacteria cannot be magnified sufficiently by simple microscope. Compound microscopes are used to study these objects. A compound microscope is made up of two convex lenses, objective and the eyepiece. The objective has smaller cross section and smaller focal length. The eyepiece has bigger cross section. Its focal length is also larger than the objective. Higher magnification can be obtained by the combined effect of the two lenses as shown in the diagram. The magnification occurs in two stages. The image formed by the first lens as the object acts as an object for the second lens. The axes of both the lens are along the same line. The lenses are fitted inside a metallic tube in such a way that the distance between them can be changed or adjusted. Next, use of convex lenses, that is in our optical instruments it is being used. Convex lenses are used in various optical instruments like camera, projector, spectrograph, etc. They are also used, that is the convex lenses are also used in spectacles for correcting the farsightedness or hypermetropia. Persistence of vision. We can see an object because the eye lens creates an image on the retina, that is the screen. The image is on the retina as long as the object is in front of us. The image disappears as soon as the object is taken away. However, this is not instantaneous and the image remains imprinted on our retina for 1/16th of a second after the object is removed. The sensation on retina persists for a while. This is called as persistence of vision. Thank you, my dear children.